Okay, the objective here, we are going to represent a multi-step word problem involving four operations with whole numbers, using strip diagrams and equations with a letter standing for the unknown quantity. The problem says David has 16 comic books. His mom gave him 8 more for his birthday. When David was comparing the amount of comic books he has now, he noticed he has 4 times more comic books than Jared. How many comic books does Jared have? Okay, so the vocabulary here is very important to know it. When we talk about a variable, we know that it's a symbol used to represent an unknown quantity in an algebraic expression. Uh, Equal sign, this is also very important because it is the symbol that is used to show that two numerical expressions are equivalent. And since today we're using strip diagram, we have to know that the strip diagram is a rectangular model used to show numerical relationships. So this is the strategy we're going to use today to represent our numbers and the relationships between them. Okay, so there are a lot of misconceptions, especially when we are trying to solve a multi-step problem and we're using different equations. But I thought it was important to highlight these two. One is that the students many times do not understand that there is always more than one way to represent a multi-step problem using an equation with a letter standing for an unknown quantity. Okay, so here the way we can practice this is by creating equations and let the student know that they need to find the unknown product and that they need to find the information that is already known in the problem. And another misconception is students have a misunderstanding of the equal sign in an equation. So here, as I said before, we need to know that the equal sign represents a balanced equation. So if 9 plus 2 um, is equal 10 plus 1, for example. So as we can see, both sides of the equation have the same result. 11 is equal to 11. Okay, so in order to read the problem, first we need to reread the problem to be able to understand, okay, what is the information that I know, what do I need to know, and then try to plan or make a strategy to solve the problem, and then ultimately check or justify our answers, okay? So we know that David has some books, and the problem is telling us here that David has 16 comic books, okay? And then it's telling us that his mom gave him 8 more comic books for his birthday. When David was comparing the amount of comic books he has now with his friend Jared, he noticed that he has 4 times more comic books than Jared. And the question here is asking us, how many comic books does Jared have? Okay? So what I like to do usually when I'm solving a problem, I like to restate the question. And I already started the question by saying Jared has blank comic books. Okay? So I converted the question to an affirmation. Then I asked myself, okay, what is that I need to know here to solve this problem? And I know that I need to know, or I already know I need to know the amount of comic books Jared has. So first I need to know, okay, what is the total amount of comic books David has? Okay, and we already know that, at the beginning of the problem is telling us that he has 16 comic books. So I'm going to go ahead and represent 16 comic books, okay, with a strip diagram. And I'm gonna write 16 here to make sure I don't forget. 16 comic books. And then we know that his mom gave him more comic books, and they're giving us the amount. So we know that his mom gave him more. So by actually reading this first part all together, it's telling me that this is a joint problem. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to join both amounts. The 16 amount of comic books he originally had, plus the 8 comic books his mom gave him later for his birthday. Okay, so what is that we need to know here? We need to find out what is the total of this equation. Okay? So the best way, since we're already 4th grade, we already know how to add, so we can either do standard algorithm, Okay, so I know that 16 plus 8 is equal, let's see, 8 plus 6 is equal 14. So I put my 4 here and I regroup 110. And 110 plus 110 is equal 20. So I know that my total amount here is 24. Okay? So this is important information that this was the important piece that I was missing in order for me to be able to solve, the problem, to be able to know how many comic books Jared has. Okay? So now that we solved this first step, we need to go ahead and solve the next one. And the next one is where we actually need to find out how many comic books Jared has. And in order to do this, I like to do something called TGA. And I like to do TGA for division and for multiplication. So TGA, T stands for total, G stands for group, and A stands for the amount in this group. Okay? And whenever I'm doing a multiplication, that means that I need to find out what's the total of this problem. Okay? If I need to know what is the group or the amount in this group, then that will be a division. Okay? So in order to do this, first I need to use my strip diagrams to find out, okay, what is the missing link here? Okay? So I am going to use my first diagram here. And that diagram represents the total amount of comic books we have. We already know that the total amount of books here is 24. Okay? Now I need to know, okay, we know that David has 4 times more comic books than Jared. And if this is 4 times more, I am going to divide my first 3 diagrams into 4 parts. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Okay? Because I have 4 times more. So this first diagram represents 4x, and this second diagram represents the total amount of comic books that I have. Okay? So what is that I need to know here? I need to know what each set is representing, what number each set is representing. Or in other words, I can say, what is the amount of comic books, right, in each group? So my group will be then 4, right? And then the amount in each group will be the variable that we need to find. So then, what is the number of each set? Okay. So with this, I was able to conclude that I need to find the amount in each group. And I know that my group is 4, and I know that my total is 24. Okay? And since I need to find what is the amount in each group, I need to make a division. So this is my plan. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and solve it. And I'm going to say, okay, let's make a division. So what will be my number sentence here before I start? My number sentence will be 24 divided by 4 equal blank. Okay? Okay, so let's do a standard algorithm. So I remember that this is my divisor, this is my dividend, okay? And I need to think, okay, how many 4s are into 24? And I already know that there are 6, because 6 times 4 is equal 24. So there are 6